back in. Now what can you do with your hands? And this is, I'm kind of isolating these out. Like none of these happen on their own. This is like all of this happens all at the same time, continuously. And it's a house of cards. In other words, if you're focused on keeping the shoulders flat, but you forget to block out the hips, then you're going to be back in guard anyway. You've got to, like the reason that we blocked out the hips first is because that's the base of the house of cards. No matter what happens, we have to keep the guard away from us. Yeah? Once you pass the legs, you need to stay past the legs. And that's the base of your house of cards. It doesn't matter if you flatten the shoulders and their legs are wrapped around you. You're back in guard again. So keep an eye on that. But what we're doing right now is we're isolating the individual parts so that we can practice each of them individually. So for now you can forget about the hips and the legs, and we're focusing on flattening the shoulders. Just another, there's two other ways of flattening the shoulders. We can control the head and we can control the elbows, right? So this time I'm going to stop using my weight, and a very, very simple way of controlling the way Sean turns. If he wants to turn in that direction, so if he wants to get up on his side facing away from me, you'll notice that this elbow goes to the ground and this one came off the ground. And if he wants to turn towards me, it's the opposite, right? So if I can keep his two elbows off the ground, go ahead and turn left, go ahead and turn right. I'm not putting any weight on him. I'm just keeping his elbows off the ground. So that's just a little helpful trick. Like sometimes you might be in a position where you don't feel that you can rake or you don't feel you can steamroll. And then the bit that you can pick up to supplement that is just pick an elbow. So I'm in side control here and I push right over the top, and then he suddenly goes to turn to face me or something like that. Or he goes that way or something, right? So look, I could just pick up his elbow, or I could pick up this elbow, or, you know. Sometimes you just don't have the ability to rake or steamroll. We got that one so far? Okay, let's go to the pure jiu-jitsu one. This is the major problem with side control for MMA now. Is that if I want to keep the shoulder flat in the mat, there's something called crossface. So this hand goes behind the head, and I want to get to the opposite armpit, pull that towards me, use my shoulder to keep his neck down, we'll say. And this is quite effective. It's called crossface or shoulder of justice for very good reason there, right? And by grabbing the far armpit and pulling it towards you, you get a much better pinch. Like just having a hand behind the head and pushing your shoulder it's okay, but this is the lock. Fingers in the armpits, pull it towards you. Now your shoulder's on top. And Sean will tell you that's like I can feel it. It's just it's you just get a much better grip. It's very, very tight. There's another option of that, and that's to put your hand over the head and pull it back so that you're shelving Sean's head on your lap, like this. So this is over the top, right? This is also keeping his shoulders flat to the mat. Okay. So this particular drill now, I want you to take out the resistance much more this time, and just experiment with those 3 or 4 things. So lift this elbow, lift that elbow, cross face, hand right behind the head, grab the armpit, pull it in, drop your shoulder, and then the other one is bring your hand over the top and back elbow. So I'm pulling my elbow back so that Sean's head rests up on my lap. Okay? Try those 3 or 4 things, and all with a view to keeping their shoulders flat to the mat. So once you have them done, maybe add a little bit of resistance and try and get your partner to lift their shoulders. And then add back in the steamroll and rake, pick the elbows up, cross face, underhook, you know, all of that, right? Let's go, 3, 2, 1.